Hello, everybody. This is Arwell. If my voice is kind of screwed up or scratchy, it's because I have a cold or some variant of that. So, today I'm going to be reading a book entitled Moon People, The Age of Aquarius by some dude named Dale M. Courtney. And right below his name it says Amazon rated Moon People with 5 stars. So, long story short, this is the worst book ever written, or at least this is what I've heard. And I just wanted to do a let's read of this book because I've heard so many wonderful things about it, and all of the Amazon reviews were so great. So I wanted to take a crack at it, but I just figured I'd read it out loud for fun and record it just for no reason at all. Wow, there's like 6 empty pages before you get to the title page, and it says all the same stuff. Let's see, was it actually published by anything for real? No, it does not appear it was, so it looks like it's self-published. Dedication. I would like to dedicate this book to my children, whom I will always love no matter what. You can do anything you want to in this life. All you have to do is have the will and make it happen. Aw, that's so cute. Oh, excuse me, I just had a burp there for a second. Alright, Moon People. This story focuses on one man by the name of David Bramer and his adventures as first science officer on the Lunar Base 1 mobile base station. One of 3. Okay, that's its own sentence, one of 3. This book is based on the turning point for Earth into a new era of space travel and the beginning of the Age of Aquarius. David also has a romance with one of the locals in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Her name is Cheryl Boskel, and that's a weird name, a local restaurant owner. Now, during David's experiences, he encounters some alien life forms, some friendly, some not so friendly, throughout the universe. No commas there. David also experiences the space battle of all battles and saves Earth and our new friends. We start our story in the year 2048, when Earth has an aggressive space program. They have just completed 2 large mobile base stations called Lunar Base 1, 2, and are almost finished with the 3rd base station called, wait for it, Lunar Base 3. They are 2 miles long and 1 mile in diameter. They also have one very big surprise. All 3 ships split into 3 independent working sections. In addition, all 3 sections have lasers and rockets in their own engine. They also have shields that are liquid and turns into solid mass as hard as 4 inches of steel. When exposed to the cold of space... that's its own sentence. When exposed to the cold of space... That's its own sentence, its own thing. This is wonderful. There's a lot here in this introduction, so I'm just going to skip it and get right to the reading of the first chapter. Chapter 1, The Beginning of the End. Ooh, that sounds ominous. Give me a second, I gotta drink some water. Alright, Chapter 1. Wow. This story begins on a beautiful sunny day in Daytona Beach, Florida, with a man by the name of David Bramer. A 45-year-old single man that works at the local high school as a science teacher. He also teaches astronomy in the 12th grade level. Not 12th grade level, 12th grade level. That's very interesting. Now, he has been here about 5 years and has become somewhat partial to a young lady by the name of Cheryl Boskel, a local restaurant owner in Daytona Beach, Florida. This sounds just like his intro, and it's his actual book. At the moment, Cheryl is preparing her restaurant for another shuttle launch at the Cape. Everyone always gathers at her place because you can see the launch real good there. It is on the water, and it's real close to the Cape. Wrong, there's no apostrophe. She always decks the place out right before a launch, too. Now, David always goes to Cheryl's place before work every morning for breakfast because it is on his way to his school. He has never missed a shuttle launch at Cheryl's place since he's been at his school. David was not always a teacher. Before he was a teacher, he used to work for the government for UFO research about 5 years ago. He didn't like the job that much because he was always bored. Wait, what? How is working in UFO research less boring than being a 12th grade level teacher? I mean, I personally would think that UFO research would be kind of fun, but that's just me. Anyway, he really wanted to teach anyway. Today is also October 27th in the year 2048. The next shuttle launch at the Cape is on Halloween. Okay, so let me just say here, this is all tell. There's not a single bit of show here. I mean, I wrote like this when I was in, 5th grade. I mean, this is really bad. Alright, I'm just going to see if there's anything juicy in this chapter. Oh, right down here. Now, everyone is very suspicious about the next launch on the 31. Again, not the 31st, the 31, because of it being Halloween. They have also been launching 3 shuttles a week. Most of the people going back and forth on the shuttles are workers working on the 3 huge mobile base stations orbiting the Earth, 2 of which are just about finished. They have also been trying to get David to join the crew on the USS Lunar Base 1 for about 2 years, which is one of the base stations that is almost completed? What? It's a question. Which is one of the base stations that is almost completed? It's like the narrator's asking himself, is this actually pertinent information? Is this actually real? Am I correct here? Good God. Okay, if you haven't noticed, this book is horrible. Wow. I'm just gonna... Okay, so far there's 0 dialogue that I can see. Give me a second. There's absolutely nothing good here at all. Wow. This is one of the worst books. Oh, here's some quotation marks. Now we take you back to your regular programming. I'm sorry I skipped so much of the story. I know this must be so confusing to you all. I'm in the same boat. Now when David came in before everyone knew, it sounded like a regular restaurant with regular restaurant noises. That's a pretty good description there. Whatever your name is, I forgot the author's name already. As the reporter started telling everyone what was going on, you could hear a mouse burp. What? Okay. That's a weird way to describe silence. Then at the end of the report, you heard everyone say the same 3 words. Oh my God. About half the people immediately got up with a terrified look on their face and said, "We have to go," and they paid their tab and left. Then one of Cheryl's regular customers in the other half said, "I'm not going to panic." There's no quotation marks. I just thought I should mention this. There are no quotation marks at all there. Hell, it might not even come close to us. Then David said, "It would probably collide with something way before it comes near us." Once again, no quotation marks. "I'm going to go ahead and eat. I'm not going to panic either." Then everyone realized who David was and what he did for a living. Oh yeah, definitely. People just know who he is. Yeah, random strangers are like, "Oh yeah, I know who that guy is," and Asa's been, talking to him. Whatever. Oh, this looks juicy. Suddenly, everybody went ahead and ate their breakfast. Suddenly, everybody went ahead and ate their breakfast. Not gradually, suddenly. David turned to Cheryl with a smile, and Cheryl said, 222? What? David said, "You know me, yes, ma'am." "Coming right up," Cheryl replied. She had a sexy smile on her face and then went to the kitchen. David grabbed the newspaper and sat down at his usual booth and started reading the paper. Good God, I've read fan fiction that's bad. That is better than this. I'm not even just saying that as an exaggeration. This is some of the worst crap I've ever seen in my life. If you guys want to check it out, it's Moon People on Amazon, by... Crap, what's the guy's name? Let me scroll back to the cover page. By Dale M. Courtney. Truly the modern Charles Dickens of his day. This is wonderful. I'm just going to scroll to a random page and see what's there. I'm going to scroll to the end, actually, because, I know I probably shouldn't spoil the ending here, but... Wow, this is really interesting. Halfway through, remember when I said that there weren't any quotation marks? Well, like, as the story goes on, I guess, he stops doing that, and instead he goes to, like, script format, like, halfway through, and instead of, like, no quotation marks, it's, like, the president, in parentheses, and then, like, the next person who talks is Admiral Benson, in parentheses, and it's not even, like, script format, it's just, like, inserted in the middle of the paragraph. That's really interesting. This guy's got a knack for writing. I should probably take some pointers from him. Oh my goodness. You know what? This isn't even that interesting. I think I'm probably boring you all to death. You probably all stopped reading this about... Oh my god, there are sequels. There are sequels to this book. Moon People 2 and Moon People 3. Venus, the Goddess of Love. Oh my goodness gracious. This is some of the worst crap I've ever read in my life. Chapter 9. The Shuttle Launch. They were both secretly thinking about what they have been missing in their lives. Then David asked Cheryl, "Would you like to come to my place and spend the night?" Cheryl gave David a funny but sexy look, and before David could say, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that," period, Cheryl said, "You know I must be crazy, but I believe I do," and then smiled. David couldn't believe she said yes. He got the biggest smile on his face and kissed her one more time and said, "This is turning out to be the best night I've had in a very long time." Cheryl said, "Me too," and they left the beach and went to David's house and they made passionate love for a very long time. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's for real, guys. This is in the book. Direct quote. Cheryl said, "Me too." No, again, no quotation marks. And they left the beach and went to David's house, and they made passionate love for a very long time. That is some great suspense and build-up to a really glorious description of a sex scene. That's wonderful. Okay, the next morning when they woke up. That's its own sentence. The next morning when they woke up, period. They woke up staring at each other with a big smile on each other's faces, and Cheryl said, "I had the best time last night, and now you're going to leave me." Oh my god, I'm done. I'm done. This is the worst thing I've ever read. Like, this is... I don't know whether or not it's, like, so bad it's entertaining or not. Like, I didn't just read through all of Chapter 1 because I was bored to tears. I'm sure you all were as well, but... I'm hoping that the ending there just made everything all worth it, because that line was probably the best line I've ever heard in any book. She said, "Me too," when they went back to his house and made passionate love for a very long time. That's stupendous. That's wonderful. Yeah, the book's name is Moon People. You can find it on Amazon. I guess you can get a paper copy. I just went on, like, iBooks off of my iPad and just got it there, because I'm not paying for a paper copy of this to put on my shelf, because this is too bad. Obviously self-published. I mean, if this thing was really published, then anybody can be published. But fortunately, it was not. Anyway, that's been a reading of Dale M. Courtney's Moon People, or at least segments of it. Hopefully this didn't bore you all to tears. It probably did. And yeah, I should probably get back and do my homework now, because I don't want to fail school. Yeah, anyway, see you guys later. Gonna set up a separate channel for YouTube readings of different stories. Other than this one, I'm just gonna post this one on here for kicks and giggles. Good night to you all, or good morning, wherever you are in the world. Peace.